everybody, welcome to the Warrior Shrine. That's how we're starting this one. I already said it. This is the Warrior Shrine. Temp's here, and we don't have any special guests because, you know what? We don't need them. They get in the way. The special guests is the competition on this show. That's what this is about. Last week was nuts. Last week was chaos. Last week we had a cyborg on the show. We had a drunk guy wander in halfway through. This episode's probably not going to be anywhere near as exciting.
Part of me is hoping. I hope we do get another drunk Shadowloo.
Oh, we could always, I don't know how he could jump into this call because it's just between you and me, but you know what? Where there's a drunk, there's a way.
He'll figure it out. He's smart.
That's what my mom told me. So yeah, even if we don't have drunks rolling up in the show, we got serious topics. We have juice. Why is juice? I don't know why it's juice, but we have good things to talk about. There's stuff happening. The fucking Evo lineup was announced. I just remember this.
Yeah, that is a thing, isn't it?
Evo, this is the most important thing in fighting game competition conversations ever. Evo. Okay.
To practice our poking game.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me just jump on that right now. That and I'm gonna go find a cabinet so I can learn some Tekken 7. That's what I'm gonna do.
The only reason I want Pokken at Evil
I like that. That's good.
The reason I want Pokken at Evo is I want Rip to be the undefeated Pokken champion. It's the only reason.
I do. You know what? Listen, I'm going to talk a tiny amount of shit right here. I don't care for Rip. I have an opinion.
Really?
I have an opinion. I don't care for Rip.
Do tell, sir.
I don't have anything to tell besides I don't care for Rip. That's the beginning and the end of that story. So
I love Rip. I've learned so much about Tekken from Rip.
Oh, listen, everyone else in the world, please love Rip because I don't. And I can't imagine anything that make me happier than the one thing that he is an undefeated champion in is Pokken. I would appreciate that. That would be cool. I want him to be
right now.
He is holding his trophy. He never lets go of that thing. I see him.
It's around his neck.
He is the Mortal Kombat 9 perfect legend of Pokken, and I hope that's always the case. Any other game, as soon as that game is dead, he just can't do anything else. Poor perfect legend. I don't feel sorry for that guy. That guy talks a lot of shit. We can talk about him. He's going to be on that esports old media television show. Jesus Christ. Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we're jumping.
We have good topics, so let's start proper. Temp, what's first on the list?
I do want to kind of circle around back to the Evo lineup, but
we will.
Beta. We have to talk about the beta.
We do have to talk about this is something that I haven't heard any other podcast that can say all of the members have played the beta. And yeah,
but
here we don't have all of the members, it's both of the members. But still, we both played the beta. I earned my beta. How'd you get yours?
I'd like to give a couple of shout outs.
Oh man.
Shout outs to Redman and Mick Lucifer.
Okay.
Good people. Mick Lucifer was looking to give some people some codes, and Redman was recommended me, so props to him. He's the only reason I'm playing the beta, because God knows I didn't get an email. So super happy with that. Thank you again, Redman and Mick. Super appreciated. Yeah, and just I'm loving it, dude. It's so good. It feels so good.
It feels so better. There's definitely room for improvement. I'm just jumping right into my opinion. I don't know why.
Do it. No, go crazy.
No, listen. It feels way better. Like I said somewhere else in the world, on a scale of 1 to Killer Instinct, it's no Killer Instinct, but it's not bad. And this is still early in the beta. What are they on? Like version 2, build 2?
Well, it's hard to say because they keep updating it, but I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
What they're doing.
All I know is I saw the Ed Boon tweet. I think it was this last Monday, and he said that they updated it with like a new build of the netcode and the new characters that are in it. So maybe, who knows? Fucking this coming Monday, there might be another new build. Like, I don't know, but I hope so. But yeah, they're still going to continue to build upon it from now on because they have this fantastic foundation in place now. So
I
I'm
think I may have to respectfully disagree with you. I think
uh-oh.
it's almost near perfect. None of my combos are dropping.
See, well, this is the deal, and that's why I brought up the scale, the holy scale of one to Killer Instinct, because Killer Instinct, I've said this a lot before, but I've switched the Wi-Fi on the Xbox, and I turned on my cell phone hotspot, and I went online, and that game still feels fantastic with that. If I could take my Xbox to a McDonald's and test it that way, I want to try it everywhere. You know what I mean? MKX is not bad. There's a few issues, and it's not just like lag or whatever. Like it's hard to describe. The problems aren't the same as they used to be. So it's not like the lag of old with NetherRealm games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like you can't anti-air. It's not like you
Yeah,
can't, do
it's
your
not
corner
like
combos
that.
anymore.
It's a different set of issues, but it's still way better than the other problems used to be. It's way better. It's infinitely better. Um, but I think there's still room for improvement, and I think it will get better. I still had trouble getting matches
Okay,
a
yeah,
decent amount of the
that's what I
time.
meant by near perfect. The matchmaking still sucks the biggest nut. It's still really bad. So, and for Cyborg's sake, that was one of Cyborg's biggest issues. So, that's something I hope really gets fixed. And me and Redman can't even get a match. And when you and I used to get matches, it would drop. The connection would just desync
Yeah.
after maybe 3 matches, 4 matches sometimes. So that I hope that gets fixed. Right now, it doesn't look like it has been. I'm kind of scared it won't be. That's my only real criticism.
Um, you know that the matchmaking is is important, but I feel like now that they have this new foundation made, that like as long as they continue to iterate upon it, like matchmaking and their whole approach to that is way easier to fix than this other thing they just did was. So now that that is done, that hardest part of it is done, like the matchmaking. But the problem is, will they get that done in time, or in time to put it in MKX, or is that going to be maybe with like Injustice 2 or down the road or something like that? I don't know.
Well, it's weird. They're almost out of time. March 1st is like
Yeah,
right around the fucking corner.
right. And I don't know if I think that they'll stop updating MKX after XL. Like, I'm not saying they'll do new characters or anything, but I mean, who would have thought they would have fucking ripped out and rebuilt the netcode for MKX at this point? That's really insane. So I'm not gonna jump to any conclusions by saying that once XL is out, then that's it. No more, you know, updates as far as just the way the game functions, or patches or anything like that's gonna stop. I don't think that's gonna be the case.
I have a theory about that.
You have a theory?
My theory is that Warner Brothers was like, hey, we're going to make a fucking esports show. So if we're going to
Eh,
make a show about your internet, it better be fucking good. And that's when they started gutting it out and replacing it with good stuff.
See, you're right, but whenever I first heard about ESL back before the game came out, I was like, you know what? I bet someone was like, man, if we're gonna have an online league of sorts, we better have good netcode. And that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case by any stretch of the imagination. So maybe you're right, but it. My theory is like they have caught so much shit for their netcode with this game.
Oh, yeah. A
It has
lot.
been just an avalanche of bad PR on their part, and I think that they didn't want to put out the next group of characters and have that spike, that influx of players come back and remember, oh god, this game feels like shit. So I feel like they were like, we have to get this done before we invite the general public back to our game with all this new content. But you know what? Who knows? Who knows what this is going on?
It's definitely hard to say. I mean, I really do think part of it was Warner Brothers saying, "Hey, the
It could
word's
be.
out. Everyone knows your netcode sucks. If we
Yeah.
want that Mountain Dew money, we have to have a good netcode." And they just kind of jumped on it from
Man, I wish I
there.
had some Mountain Dew money.
Yeah, dude, I'm fucking that Doritos Mountain Dew money's everywhere now.
Oh man, esports.
Esports, fucking sip on that Red Bull.
It's a bright future, man. I'm excited about the future of esports. It's gonna be fantastic.
I got theories about that too.
We do. We've talked about it way more than we should have before we started the podcast. So we'll get back around to there. But is there anything else you want to say about the net code, about the beta?
Anti-airs. Anti-airs
Yeah.
work so good. I'm doing MK9 anti-airs and MKX. I never thought I would see the day, dude. Like, that's crazy
What
to
do you mean
me.
MK9? What does that mean?
That means I jab you when you do a jump punch at me, and then I do a lot of damage to you afterwards.
Oh, okay. That sounds really annoying. That sounds great.
Well, don't worry. You have a fucking air normal that's the size of 10 dicks, so I don't think you have anything to worry about. But
Listen, man, I got my shit pushed in a lot on this beta. All right. I and so and with that being said, take everything I say with a grain of salt because a big a big reason why I might have had some feelings with the beta is because I haven't played the game in a long time. And I'm just out. I'm just out of practice. Like my Takeda is acting like he's dumb, and my Sub Zero is better than my Takeda right now. And I'm like, what is this weird world? So I need to get back in the swing of things before I start pointing fingers. I'm like, this shit's to blame, and I don't give a fuck if I agree or disagree about the quality. Just get me back in there. Like, oh, I need to chill out. I need to remember what the point is here. The point of this beta is to, give them feedback. It's not to go for salty runbacks. Like this isn't time for anyone to get on the beta and flex their nuts and feel really good about themselves doing Jackie Infinites. All you guys, what are you doing? No one cares. This isn't going on your permanent record. This is beta.
I
Stop
can't
it.
help it, dude. I
Stop
care
it.
so much.
Are you doing Jackie Infinites?
No, 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 no.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I don't need to. I've actually, believe it or not, I've had a lot of success online because
Not
what I
so
found
humble
about the beta.
brags. Okay. Okay.
Well, I went into this knowing like, okay, if there's gonna be a beta, I gotta get my shit together. I can't afford to play my June 2015 Cryomancer anymore.
Okay.
So I started training like really hard. I was getting my execution down. I was practicing all my setups on the computer, which is not a great idea. Don't do that
On
if
the
you can help it.
computer, what are you talking about?
Well, I would try a
Are
lot
you
of
playing the
my
PC
aerial
version?
setups on the computer. No, no, no one
Jesus.
is playing the PC version,
That's
Django.
that's coming up. We're gonna talk about that too. Don't you
Yeah,
guys worry.
that's on the way. But I was training hard, and really, there's only two players who beat me decisively. Like I lost some sets, but for the most part, I won like 60% of my sets.
Okay.
And there's only one player who fucking bodied the shit out of me, and I'll give him a shout out, and that's the great Liu Kang. Yeah. I
Okay.
don't know who you are, but you're on
It
Xbox
was
and you beat the
actually
fuck
Liu
out of me.
Kang. Liu Kang
Dude,
is
I didn't know
somewhere on
how to
his.
block,
Was
dude.
that Xbox or PlayStation?
That was Xbox.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, dude, the fucker was good. Like, he was really good. Like, I mean, it's so hard. I don't want to fucking go on too long of a rant for Cryomancer, but that character is not great at anything. So if he can't get in, he's in some serious trouble.
Serial
Serial
trouble.
trouble.
Serial trouble.
Very serial trouble, man. Because I get zoned until I get in, but when I get in, he's better than me, and I don't know how to poke through his pressure. I never bothered learning that back when the game was shit online. So
I'm
yeah,
assuming that the great Liu Kang plays Liu Kang.
yes,
Okay, that's all right.
which is weird. Mr. Aquaman plays Ares in Injustice, which always kind of threw me off.
Who? What is it? Injustice? I don't know about this game, but no one's playing this game anymore.
It's all right.
What is this? What is this dead
It's
fighting
all
game you're talking about? What is this? Pokken? Oh god.
right. Oh, so many good tidings, man. The
Yeah, but
beta, like, I can't raise my voice because everyone in my house is asleep right
as
now.
they should be. It's 1:40 something in the AM. It's understandable.
But I've had so much fun playing the game, dude. So much fun. So many GGs.
I really can't wait to jump back into it. I've had one really like thorough session, and just one. And in that one session, like, put everything on Front Street. I started off first matchup, Infinite Jackie. Didn't feel good. After that, I played some matches. It was good. I was getting back in the swing of things. Everything was starting to feel all right. I was like, this feels better. I'm doing combos. You know, I need to make adjustments because that's another big problem. I was playing, old online Takeda, and now that's not good. Those inputs don't work. Like shit comes out that I'm not wanting to come out. And if you're playing Shirai Ryu Takeda and you get your inputs wrong, you're in a dumb animation for 2 years. You're just wide open, like, please come punch me while I'm rolling up my fucking whip for 2 hours. Like,
I
man,
remember, I remember the unpunishable teleport blocked punches I did. Like that's like, okay, well that's at least 17 frames of recovery, right? I can punish this. No, I get hit in the face with the neutral jump punch. I haven't forgotten.
you talking about Takeda?
I might be talking about Takeda.
Okay, no, that's fine. But like, if I'm on the ground and there's a couple of strings you can use. If you accidentally get one of his other strings, it's the worst. It's like the worst move in the game.
In there.
He's got the slowest fucking shit, and the recovery is huge. So you have to do, you know, very specific strings and end them in a way that's less unsafe. But most of his shit's still pretty unsafe afterwards. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I'm doing that shit. Played the Infinite Jackie. Played another few people. There's some teabags in there. It's all good. Then I run into someone who may or may not be Yomi DJT. Okay, this goes really well for me. I and this is where the pushing in of shit really happened because I played this person and I don't know if it was DJT. You know what? It very well may not have been, but whoever he was amazing. They were fucking fantastic. So you know what? It might have been.
Who did I use, Django?
This was Ronin Takeda. I don't know if this dude if DJT plays any sort of Takeda. I don't know. But this one was, and he was really good. And I learned very quickly that it's like, wow, this is the worst matchup in the world, I'm pretty sure. Because all of my moves have all this recovery, all this startup, and damn, like yeah, he can't teleport, but once he gets in, I can't even try to like poke out of his pressure because my pokes are so slow. It's fun though. It's fun. I need to learn some Ronin. Ronin's good.
Ronin's probably my favorite. I don't know if it's the best one, but it is my favorite of the three variations by far.
Yeah,
It's a
best.
fucking lightsaber, dude.
I mean, yeah, it's two lightsabers. It's really fucking sick.
Pretty good.
And I don't know. That degree of pure rushdown, but well, it's not pure because there's traps too. It's setups, but
Yeah, you can zone with that. Like, if you get a knockdown at a distance, you can set up some crazy zoning.
oh no, it's true. That doesn't work as well for my brain for whatever reason. I need to really control the pace of the match and try to slow it down. That's just the way my brain works. I can probably do better if I tried, but that might take some work. It sounds
Yeah.
like a lot of work.
No, no, we both got our fucking shit cut out for us, and when the thing goes live, we both have a lot of catching up. I
Come on,
want
man.
to play you so badly, dude, because I feel like when we last played, you were better than me. Maybe not decisively, but I think you were better than me. So I'm really ready for the run back.
It's gonna be a catastrophe. It's not gonna be good.
I
I'm
don't know.
so out of practice, and neither of my characters are good because I'm jumping around the roster. I'm not really playing either of them very like intensively, so they're both kind of meh. It's like a master of none type situation.
Well,
I really want to work on Sub Zero more though. I want the Grandmaster to be a little more emphasis there.
well, that was the problem, dude. Like, honestly, I think Grandmaster gets bodied by Grandmaster, dude. Like, because there's nothing I can do once the clone's out. I cannot zone you.
Yeah,
The only thing I can do is do a meter slide. But that's like what, 14% damage? And if I
and
don't get anything on knockdown, I'm fucked.
you have to not telegraph that because if I see it coming, then that's not good.
Yeah.
A blocked slide is a bad day.
And there was a lot of block slides, dude, but after a certain point, I just didn't fucking know what to do. And This may be the first game where I actually have a counter pick for some matchups, but I don't know. We'll see. If Smoke is good enough, I may just go all Smoke and, make Cryomancer a fun character, but I'm not quite sold on Smoke yet.
Well, yeah, we haven't played him yet.
That's true.
There's a lot to find out. You wanna jump and talk about Triborg? Do we have anything to say about Triborg? Did we talk about Triborg last time?
We've not talked about him since the gameplay demo with Ketchup and Mustard.
Okay, okay.
Do we? I know you like Triborg, but did you like the demonstration of Triborg? Did that change anything?
From the twins,
Yeah.
that was no, it didn't change anything. But I'm glad we saw it. Like I'm glad we saw. No, no offense to Tyler and Derek, but some capable players doing stuff. It was fine. um, yeah, it was fun to see. It's like take this thing out on the road and open it up a little bit. Like that's what you want to see with a lot of these characters. With all of these characters, that's what I want to see. I wish we could have seen that with Smoke a little bit, but
Well, Smoke is probably the biggest surprise. I couldn't believe he still has his tracking smoke bomb. That
yeah,
really
yeah.
so he has a combo starter projectile. He has another combo starter projectile, and he has a restand for potential mix-ups. Like in theory, you may have no wake-up game against Smoke if he does his combos right.
But I mean, he was really fun like that in a very similar way in Mortal Kombat 9, I think. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had a wake-up game against him, but you had to play the wake-up game because no matter what combo he did, he ended it with a whiffed telepunch. So he was always on top of you.
yeah, does he have the? I didn't see it because
Nah, he
they didn't
doesn't
spend too
have
much
that
time. But
anymore.
does he have that like overhead, that choppy thing or whatever?
No, I didn't. I was looking for it. I did not see it. Cyrax still has his back two. I do not think Smoke has his down back two or his back two overhead anymore.
That was a decent tool of his in
That was
MK9.
amazing. That
Yeah,
was like the ultimate footsie tool, and it was like the ultimate anti-air, and it was like the
it's
ultimate
good.
combo starter. It
It
was
was
so good.
good. I really wanna. I really wanna. I want to play him. I want to play these characters. I wanna. I wanna. I'm not into. I don't like speculating anymore. Now it just makes me grumpy. I wanna. I want to get my hands. I want to play Cyber Sub. I'm excited about Cyber Sub and Smoke. Those two are the ones I want to play. I'm probably not going to play Cyrax and Sector. I'm glad they're in there, but I don't know. Those characters aren't for me.
I thought Cyrax had the best showing, to be honest
Oh,
with
he
you.
looks good. I'm not saying I'm not impressed and excited for him to be in the game, as long as he's not MK9 Cyrax. Let me say, as long as he's honest and fair, ish. I'm happy that he's in there.
I don't think he's going to be honest and fair. I think, I think now that he uses bombs for pressure, like before, he can only use them for space control and for combos. Now he has post net pressure setups
It's
with
hard. I feel
all
like
his
he.
bombs.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to make that character honest. He's got a lot of tools. If you've got nets, you've got bombs, you've got flying bombs, you've got just all this potential for, and he's got a teleport. Like he's just everywhere. It's a lot of space control.
I don't really know how it's going to end up because I don't know what kind of character he's going to end up being. I don't know what he's going to excel at, but right now he looks a little scary. Like I feel like one conversion is going to be nightmarish against Cyrax. I don't feel that way against Sector. Sector looks really honest to me. I'm
Yeah,
not terribly worried about Sector.
that's the yeah that's the thing, and he's got the blockable bombs now. Like they're not unblockable, which is a good start. But still, like you have to respect him though. So that means that he's locked you down. If there's one coming at you on the ground, you have to low block it, and that's still gonna control space. It's still gonna lock you down. You still have to respect that shit. Otherwise, it will blow you up. I'm assuming it's still a pop up. So
Yeah, that's the impression I got.
come on, man.
We'll see, dude. Like I don't know how many patches there are going to be once this dude is done baking, but
But then again, I'm thinking now about uh, the ice clone and its buff. So now at least like presumably the clone can eat a net, and you can kind of have that as a little bit of a tool with Sub Zero.
is it the ice clone buffed?
No, no, it's not buffed, but it just eats a projectile.
Oh yeah. Oh, got you. You mean like it, generally speaking for MKX or MK9?
Right. So like MK9, if he's chucking bombs and nets and all this shit at me and MK9, I'm thinking about Sub Zero because I played Sub Zero and MK9. Like I didn't have my only option of getting in was an EX slide. So that'll be I don't know
And it
that
was hard for
character.
him to stay in as well. It was really difficult because he had an overhead mix up, but it was hella unsafe.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Cyrax, man. I don't know. The dude just has a lot of tools.
Before we leave the beta, there is something that I'm super unhappy about.
Okay.
I hate the fact that after a combo breaker, both characters lose their stamina.
Why is
I
that?
cannot stand that. Because I don't believe in punishing characters that for getting their setup correctly. I don't believe in punishing characters for successfully landing their combo. Like it's not people are complaining like, well, it resets it to neutral. Not if you're playing a zoner, it's not. I think the people who love this so much are assuming a comeback situation. But that doesn't have to be the case. What if you're playing against fucking Quan Chi and he fucking, you know, God, 50/50s, 90% of your
Right.
life, and you finally get a breaker on him? Well, yeah, you don't have any stamina, and he doesn't have any stamina, but he can now zone your shit. The match is still over. So it's like, if if he broke my combo, I could rush him down, and I don't have that option anymore. My one chance is now worthless.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But
Yeah.
just, I don't like breakers in general, to be honest with you. I fucking hate breakers. I mean, did we learn nothing from the wager system? How dumb was it when you couldn't combo your opponent because they had a meter lead on you? You had like 10% to go, but if you landed a combo, they're gonna blow their meter all over your face and life lead. How bullshit was that? Does anyone miss that?
Well, I
Like,
mean, it never bugged me that much, especially because in that game, it was once. Like you got one shot at any kind of breaker type situation. Otherwise, you're just eating everything.
man, I hated that shit, dude. I
Breakers,
came out of that wire so many times.
in Mortal Kombat are happening way more often. But yeah, I can still see what you're saying.
I don't know. People say, but if I broke the combo, why should I still be getting, rushed down and mixed up? Why did I spend the meter? You spent the meter so you could save your life. You spent the meter so you wouldn't die. You don't like the fact that you're getting rushed down? Guess right. Block right. I mean, you have
There's
options.
also a block breaker, but you don't see that being used very often. And if you're just being pressured and poked and rushed down, like, why doesn't that get used more?
It's too expensive. It's 2 meters.
It's okay. Does it still take stamina? Do you know?
That I've heard some very weird things about block bit. I can't talk. It's too late. But I've heard some really fucked up shit about Block Breaker in the actual beta. But I don't want to say anything because I don't know how true it is.
I mean,
But
I never use broad breakers. We can't say that. It's not even a fucking sayable thing in English
it's like
language.
the worst of tongue twisters tonight, and I couldn't tell you why. But
The breakers that no one uses. Those things. I don't know.
if
You
what
just never
I've
see them
heard
being
is
used.
true, they're ridiculous now. Like I've heard some dumb shit, but maybe it could all be bullshit. I don't know. So I'm not even going to say it on the show. I'm
It's
not going to
still
create a permanent record of me saying this because I don't know if any of it's true.
though those are still the same thing as like a push block, right?
Yes, but I've heard they have new properties.
Okay.
I'll tell you after the show
Okay.
because I don't honestly. When I heard it, I'm like, "There's no way that's true. There's
Well,
no
no.
way."
Yeah, just say it, but then preface it with a strong disclaimer, like maybe I don't know.
I think I heard it has a meter expense for both characters now.
Huh.
I know that sounds too crazy. That doesn't even make sense to me. So I'm just gonna reserve judgment and wait till I see it.
Yeah.
But either way, I just think it's dumb. I hate get out of jail free cards. If I made better decisions than you, then you deserve to be rushed down.
Okay.
You should not have made bad decisions if you didn't want to fucking get comboed. That's what pisses me off the most is when you break a combo and your opponent has meters still. You have options and people act like they have no fucking options. That's what drives me fucking nuts. Just oh man. But I mean there's a lot of people I respect who like it. So, I'm not gonna go too down on this. I'll probably bring it up again on the Nethercast though. But
It's controversy here on the Warrior Shrine.
people who I think are really good players and really intelligent players like this mechanic a lot. So I'm not like I said. It's a case can be made, but I just don't like breakers. I feel like if my setup was successful, you should have to eat my fucking setup.
I like um I like the importance put on having meter and using meter as a resource and being conscious of all of your resources all the time. It only works if across the board meter is really valuable. So it's like, man, would I rather eat this combo and lose the meter, or is it a better call to save this meter for something that's really advantageous? And a lot of times that's the better option. And I think that was true in Justice for me as well. I would usually rather use my meter than do anything else with it. Wait, well, did Injustice? Yeah, that took meter, right?
To do the wager?
Yeah, either wager.
No, it took no meter. But if you did the wager and you had no meter and you
Oh,
got
that's
out
right.
wagered, you lost life.
Hence the name wager. Okay, I
I hate that
remember.
mechanic so much.
Yeah,
So much rage
it's all
against
coming
that.
back to me. I get it. Okay.
It's been a while. It's been a while, but I'm the opposite. I feel like if we took breakers out, the game would be so much more interesting. People would use their meter more liberally for cooler setups. I've been saying for years we need to reduce scaling on X-rays and combos. Because imagine that if you actually saved your meter, all three bars, and you scored a conversion against someone who didn't use their bars way too wastefully,
Right.
you can get like a 65 to 70% combo. Now
No,
it seems
yeah.
ridiculous, but if meter has value, then it makes sense. You're not going to see it all the time, but X-rays might actually be worth it. It's actually resource management now. It's not just a Tom Brady troll now, you know.
Um, aside from just raw meter management, I do wish X-rays had a little more function and whatnot, because you just don't see X-rays very often in higher level gameplay, except for situations where they're avoiding a break or trolling or something like that specifically. But still, they're just
Well, Sonic Fox is a good reason to use katanas because katanas X-rays an overhead, and she can X-ray from a low, so it actually is a really good, really fast mix-up. Like it's
yeah.
hard to react, hard maybe impossible. I don't know what the exact frames are,
I
but I
remember
don't think
that
we can
chick
lose very
having a
well.
really annoying X right now. Forgot about that.
I didn't forget Cyborg X-rayed the shit out of me.
He did me too, but I haven't played Cyborg since, he stopped playing the game.
It's a shame because he was really fun to. He was getting a lot better, and on day one he was beating the shit out of me. I didn't know how to deal with katana.
He doesn't seem to be a fan of the emphasis on mix-ups, which is, I mean, I get it, I guess.
I don't just get it. I partially agree with it. I do think the game is a little too 50-50 heavy. But I mean, it's done. The game is what it is.
Well,
So I'm
yeah.
just gonna. I can still enjoy mix-up heavy games, but I wish the mix-ups were a little smarter in this game. You know.
I don't think that that's going to be the case moving forward, though. I think that it's just going to be continuing to be the case over at NRS. I think they like mix-ups, whereas like Mortal Kombat 9 had almost no mix-ups, or at least comparatively. So, and Injustice had a little bit more, and then MKX has a lot more, and I'd see Injustice 2 being, at least as mix-up heavy as the previous Injustice was, if not more.
You know, I feel like the mix-ups in MK9 were more pressure-based. Like MKX is the complete bizarro opposite of MK9. MK9 was how many dash jabs can I do until you finally guess fucking wrong? How much meter can I build until you finally decide you don't want to get hit by down three
Man,
anymore?
all the dash pressure in that game and the dash blocks, all the dashing in that game was something.
I loved it. I really do miss it. Mortal Kombat is the exact opposite. While you were very Scrooge McDuck with your pressure in fucking MK9, not at all in MKX. MKX is a lottery ticket mentality. You fucking cash out. You bet everything on red, and you fucking go in there, dude.
Yeah,
And if you guess wrong, you get blown up. If you guess
yeah.
right, bats. So yeah, that's the difference. I mean, neither is bad. I prefer MK9's pressure, but I still like MKX a lot. I also prefer MK9's footsie game. I miss having that really potent mid range. The mid range is so unsafe in MKX, and since you have a run button, it doesn't really make sense to chill out in the mid range anymore. You want to kind of full screen and then start like a straight up assault with your run, and then make them guess if you're going to jump, if you're going to down four. The mid range footsie game is sort of gone. Because why? Why would you chill in the mid range
Right.
when it's that dangerous and you have a run button to help start your offense? It just doesn't make sense.
Man, at first I really was scared of that of the whole run situation, but I don't know. I feel like now I'd rather have this than go back to the dash blocking. I don't know. I just like I like the way this feels better. It makes me feel more like I can do a little bit more rush down, even though I never like to rush down. But I don't know. I feel a little more. It's just a little more fun or a little more something that I enjoy. Maybe aggressive, like it just the whole thing.
I want the best of both worlds. I want to keep the run button, but once I get in, I want to do dash pressure. Like I just want to fucking, 2-1 dash 2-1 dash 2-1. Oh shit. I did a fucking freeze. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, yeah, and that I mean, listen, Sub Zero really benefits from that because if I can time my clone right, fuck your pressure. You just kicked a clone. Good job, bro. Whereas
I've
in
kicked many clones.
MKX, that's not the case anywhere near as often. It's really hard for me. It might just be because I suck, but like it's hard for me to catch someone midstring in an ice clone.
Yeah, I mean, I never really learned enough frame data to really interrupt a whole lot of shit. I mostly use armor to stuff pokes. Like if
Oh
I know someone's gonna
shit!
counter poke, then I armor. That's mostly what I use it
That
for.
was the other thing that the dude who may or may not be DJT was doing. He knew all my fucking frames, so he was armoring through like all of my fucking strings at the exact right time and just blowing me the fuck up. It was fun to watch, but it didn't feel good.
No, I bet it was horrible.
It was
I
it was
bet it felt awful.
and I was like, wow, I did not know I had all these holes all over my game plan. Man, I hope no one ever sees this.
Yeah, no, and he enjoyed every one of those holes. It was horrible, I'm sure.
He did. He was Ronin, so he was having fun. He was like doing the lightsaber shoryugening me through everything. He didn't have to. He could have done something simple, but he was having fun. It was all good.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I only ran into one really high level player online, and he beat me 2-1. So the fact I took a match after not playing the game since June felt good enough to me.
That's that's something I feel like is really good and advantageous to do in this game is learn where you can meter burn through strings and then just eat people. Like, but it just takes like a lot of work to memorize and figure and get that timing right.
It's hard, man, because that's one reason why I'm not really that excited about anything, because there's so much shit, dude. There's Killer Instinct in March, there's Street Fighter in February, there's Street Fighter now in the beta. I'm going to practice that probably right after we're done recording. Just there's so much shit. I
See,
don't know what to do.
I
My
don't have to worry
brain's
about Street
freaking.
Fighter. I feel good about that. Even though I don't have the option to worry about Street Fighter, I, d- I can only think about MKX and Killer Instinct, which I want to talk about that with Killer Instinct too once we wrap it around. I'll make a little note of that. It's fine. It's all good. No big.
You probably should start worrying about Street Fighter again because they semi-confirmed Akuma.
What? When? Where?
Harada said, "Listen, I know everyone's worried that since Harada's
Harada?
shit, since Akuma's in Tekken, that he's not going to be in Street Fighter.
Nope.
Let me be the first to tell you that is not necessarily the case.
No. No.
So everyone's like,
I
oh
saw his
yeah.
Blanca shit. I don't trust anything he says.
It's ironically because they semi-disconfirmed Blanca forever.
Forever. Well, didn't they do that with like Sagat too?
No, I think they just said they didn't want two zoners. I don't remember exactly what they said, but Zagat's not deconfirmed nearly as hard as Blanca.
Wait, two zoners. Who are the other? Who's the other one?
Well, I mean, two Shotos is what I mean. They don't want that many Shotos.
Yeah, that's. I think that's the other thing that kind of bummed me out about this game. Well, they have Ryu and Ken. Are they not counting both of those as Shotos? Is Ken not a Shoto?
But they didn't want to stack on Sakura, Sagat,
No,
Dan,
I get it. Like well,
Evil
but then again,
Ryu.
like Akuma's a Shoto. He's a super Shoto.
Yeah, I think they just want to make bank.
Like, that's way more important at the end of the
But I have
day.
a feeling Gil is probably going to be not
Gil.
Gil. What the fuck, man?
You talking
Uh,
about? I don't remember his name. Urian.
Urian, yeah, yeah. I think he's going to be a decent zoning character, zoning trap character.
Yeah, yeah, he could be. Urian's fun to watch. Good Urians are fun.
Yeah, I hope they give him some pants.
Well, I mean, yeah, pants are good. I just hope that he has good partitioning shit.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, you have to. I mean, otherwise, what the fuck are you doing with this character? Why is he in the game? Um, yeah, Shotos. I've said this before. I would play a Street Fighter game that was all Shotos. I'm like, if I'm playing Street Fighter, I want to play a Shoto. That's what makes Street Fighter to me. But that's just me. That's fine.
I mean, I made Ryu back in the day, so I'm all about that Shoto.
People can pick their El Fuertes and their Geefs, and that's fine. But when I play Street Fighter, I want to play Street Fighter.
No, no, I absolutely agree, man. But there's a lot of Mortal Kombat on the horizon. Let's see if I can kind of push Cyborg back into the Mortal Kombat realm again.
What are you
I
talking
still have
about?
stuff to
Are you talking
complain
about
about.
actual Cyborg, the person?
Yeah, the
Okay,
person.
okay, not the Triquadborg character.
No, not at all.
Cyber Sub's gonna be dope. I'm excited about that.
Dude, it kind of annoys me because they finally gave Smoke a modernized cyborg outfit, which honestly I think looks bland as hell, but I'll take it, whatever. At least he's back. And then he fucking shares it with Cyber Sub Zero. Like it's the same costume.
Well,
They
yeah,
literally,
it's the same like model, the same build or whatever. There are different like colors or they're palette swaps because come on, Mortal Kombat. But
but Cyrex is not a palette swap. Fucking Sector's not a palette swap. You can't give Smoke one unique. Ugh.
it's true. The whole situation is weird because neither Smoke or Sub Zero are people. Like whatever this character is supposed to be, you know what I mean? Like
They
they're
think they're people.
they're you know what I mean.
No, I know exactly what you mean, but
Like Triborg, it probably has nothing to do with actual. I don't want to get into lore here. I'm trying to avoid this, but it's just an interesting situation because they're Smoke is off telling people how much of an Anindra he is right now. He's not a cyborg. Like, obviously, Sub Zero is not a cyborg. So I don't know. I don't know how this thing works.
isn't it weird? Like 3 years ago, if someone had told us Cyber Sub Zero is going to make it into the game before Fujin does, how would we have reacted? Like,
I wouldn't have been surprised because just because Cyber Sub Zero is way easier. If you already have a single other cyborg character, you can change the colors and you're fine. Whereas Fujin, you have to model that hair.
I have a theory.
It's a big deal. Okay, what's your theory?
What if more characters have a fourth variation?
What do you mean that we don't know about it?
No, no, that they're gonna in Mortal Kombat XL is gonna be four variation version of Mortal Kombat X, and everybody's got four variations.
Uh, that's the kind of thing I don't like to think about. That
Yeah, I don't
can
want to get excited.
that can lead to disappointment very easily.
No, no, absolutely.
Because if I think about a version of Takeda that can teleport, has good whips, and has lightsabers, no, that's not gonna happen. No, no, no.
Dude, if Sub-Zero gets a fourth variation, no one's ever gonna touch my shield ever again, dude. Like,
Well,
there's gonna be no shield
What
touching.
would he have? I can't
I
even
don't know.
I can't even
Like a
imagine
gun?
another a gun. Yes, he has Mr. Freeze's ice cannon.
Maybe he says Nora. I don't know. It's WB.
I would play it.
I'd play it too.
I'd probably main that variation just for the Nora. Cyborg wasn't a fan of the Nora. I don't know if you guys heard that episode. Cyborg wasn't into it.
Dude, I love Nora's stance.
I love Sad Stance. Yes,
Yeah, sad stance is right.
that man, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, he just sits there. He's hunched over. He's holding the fucking snow globe out in front of him the entire time. Never play another character.
Oh man, just well, I don't want to get on an injustice tangent. I have a lot to say about
We did
that.
a lot of that last week or last time.
Yeah.
Whatever that might have been like a weekish ago. These two warrior shrines are coming pretty close together.
Yeah, this is a very new warrior shrine. that's very close to.
But hey, we got stuff to talk about.
We're not even done. We still have a ton
No,
of shit to cover.
is that so? Wait, did we cover Triborg effectively? Was there anything else you want to say?
I just think it's cool, but also kind of weird that Smoke has good anti-zoning still. He can still win trades like a boss, and he gets a restand after he combos you. I do my highest damaging combo to you without using my fucking trident, and then I use my trident, and then I get a free restand, and then I can mix you up and do whatever I want for another reset. I think that's insanity, brah.
Well, I mean, yeah, on paper that sounds like a nightmare.
I look forward to doing it. I mean, Scorpion can essentially do that now.
He can. That's what I was actually just thinking of, and that's really fucking annoying. But
And he doesn't even need a spear. He can do it with his telepunch because he has huge plus frames. Like what I do with Ninjutsu Scorpion is I'll often, after I finish my combo, I'll end it with a telepunch. And instead of going into a spear reset, I just fucking throw your ass. I just fucking throw you because that made my 35% combo 45%
right, yeah,
combo.
yeah. No,
Yeah, so.
it's good stuff. It's good. Man, I'm so happy that Cyber Sub is in the game. If every time I think about Triborg, I think about Cyber Sub, just because I'm just thinking about fighting Razor online. He's the trolliest character in all of Mortal Kombat lore. I'm so glad that he's not dead, even though that you know even if he has no connection to actual Sub Zero, you can still have a cyborg out there that's like, hey, remember that one time? Yeah, you guys hated that shit. Here it is.
There's only one reason I'm really kind of happy about Cyber Sub Zero.
What's that?
He still has his dive kick,
He
which I
does.
thought was really cool, really
I
underutilized.
was so happy. No, I abused it pretty good.
Yeah,
It,
Smoke couldn't do shit against that dive kick. Smoke didn't have any answers for that
well,
shit.
that's why there's a whole game called Dive Kick. Like dive kicks are awesome.
Fucking Saberwolf has dive claw now. So
Oh man, does he? Don't. I gotta watch
he's
that. I gotta
it's
watch it
dude.
thoroughly.
Like I was really bummed about Glacius until I saw it demonstrated. Now I feel like doing those multi-projectile things, like that's good. I can't imagine what my fingers are going to have to do to make that shit work. But yeah,
They've I don't know. It sounds like they've come up with a lot of like shortcuts and whatnot for stuff for this season, in input wise.
Well, I was watching. Oh fuck, I don't remember the name of that web series, but it's the one in Dallas. And Keats was saying on there, we're not necessarily nerfing characters because they're too good. We're nerfing them because they're scrub killers. It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter if Conra is fair. The point is, people new to the game are going to get slaughtered by Conra.
Yeah,
They're going
they
to get
are.
slaughtered by Riptor. So we
Oh
need
man, Riptor.
yeah,
Forgot
there's a
about that
ceiling for
shit.
how. Oh, Riptor's dumb, dude. I
Oh, I
never
know,
learned how to
man.
play against him, man. Oh my
Oof.
gosh. So yeah, he said like we don't want that many El Fuertes running around. We want people to have a reasonable chance in the neutral game, even if they're not super competitive, which makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And I don't really. The only nerf I really hate against Glacius is the extra negative frames on Shatter. The only one I really don't like, but whatever. We'll see how it turns out. It may not be as bad as I think.
I really hope we're jumping to Killer Instinct now, which is it's on the list, so it's okay. The I don't want to say that this is a thing that happened, but it might have been a thing that happened. I didn't. I was one of those people that thought that season two was a little too. Those characters were a little too complex, especially compared to season one, but also just almost every character that came out in season two felt like a whole different video game, which isn't a
Yeah,
bad thing. But then I don't know, like it seemed to not like go along with the stuff that I liked with season one.
it's like they made a roster of spinals. Like you thought
That's
spinal was
exactly what
hard to
happened.
use.
That's
Here's
exactly
eight
what happened.
spinals. Enjoy. It's
Everyone's
like,
got their own like specific meter mentality and approach to everything, and everyone's got their own special bullshit that's amazing. I mean, it's all fine as long as everyone has it. I mean, that's good on paper, but on in practice, it's like I don't want to like learn how to play 9, 10 different video games in one video game. I'm hoping that season three isn't like that. I hope that
Well,
season
that's
three is
why
a little
Glacius
more.
fucked me, dude. Because of Glacius, because I didn't have a dash, and I was basically just zoning and trapping people all day, I never learned the footsie game in Killer Instinct. So when I try to use other characters, it's like I was starting from the very beginning in terms of the neutral game, and I hated that.
Hopefully, I don't know. Yeah, and I sound like a hypocrite because I'm saying all this shit. In season one, I played Glacia. Season two, I switched hard to Conra, and Conra is still theoretically my main, I guess. But I hope that season one is a little more. I mean,
Intuitive.
season three is a little more intuitive, but also like more focused, I guess, thematically on like what is important in this video game. What
Yeah,
are
it's not
the
that I couldn't do the combos. It's not that I couldn't do the setups. I just didn't know what to do.
right?
Like,
Yeah,
what
right,
is
yeah.
success with Hisako? What is success with Aganos? I'm not sure what I'm. I mean, fucking Conra was a really good fit for you, but I think that was just. I think you just gelled really well with that character. I didn't gel that way with Hisako, so I'm hoping I gel that way with Kim Woo. Kim Woo looks really interesting. She looks like a better
Kim who?
Kim Woo.
I've been calling her Kin Who all day. Kim who?
Yeah, they. I was surprised. I thought they were going to like do the secret society ninja thing. You know, it's all like quiet, reserved, and like never talks. But no, she's basically Jubilee, like through and through.
Yeah, yeah, she's a lot like Jubilee. I got a strong like Buffy the Vampire Slayer vibe from her, just Asian. And I was also really hoping her pet dragon was voiced by Eddie Murphy. I hope something like that still happens. That'd be pretty
It's not too
fantastic.
late.
It's not
I
too
mean,
late. At all. And she's really chatty, so why can't her dragon talk? Come on, man.
he would make a fine specimen.
They're all gonna be a fine specimen one day, as long as my soup doesn't get nerfed any more than it already has.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't. I only glanced over Conrad's change notes, but I don't know. I look forward to Killer Instinct. I look forward to talking about it almost more than playing it because I mean, I know Razor's really excited for that. Shadowloo too. Shadow's gonna get to play the game for the first time on PC.
It's true, man. That game's gonna have a big influx of things. You know what? While we're talking about Killer Instinct already,
Sure.
let me just go ahead and say the thing I was thinking earlier. They announced their second guest character today, which I was super psyched and not at all surprised with their first one. Which was probably the case with most people that it was Rash. It was a Battletoad, and what I saw today, like yeah, he looks fantastic and better than he did in the beta naturally. Um, his fucking ultra is the Battletoads pause song. That's amazing. His fucking infinite humps all day is great. Infinite thrusting. And the
Yeah,
second
no,
and the
I
second character is
is it
Arbiter.
confirmed?
Oh
Like
yeah, it's
I know
hella
it's
confirmed.
hinted.
No, it's
Okay,
hella confirmed. He's out there in the universe. They're talking about it. The
fascinating.
the devs are. He is the second guest, dude from Halo. Um, I mean, I'm not mad about it at all. Like I get it. That again, that makes sense.
Well, I'm not mad about it because everyone's in the game.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Gargos is
right.
still a mystery. If Gargos doesn't make it in, and fucking like Pimple from Battletoads does, I'm gonna be pissed off as shit.
Right.
But
And Idol's not going to be in the game. They've pretty much already said that much.
what? It'd be dumb if he's not, because people clearly want him in the game. They're
They
just
do.
claiming
I don't know
he
what
can't.
the devs have said though. They're like, yeah, we thought about it, but there's something awkward with whatever it is. Like we want to make his two-headed weird whatever the fuck he is. So I don't know. They don't seem like they want to do Idol, but um Gargos is Gargos is going to be involved somehow cuz all these fucking characters are talking about him.
They keep name dropping him, yeah. And
Yeah.
well, the exact quote from the Xbox stream like a year ago was, "Listen, guys, I know you want Idol, but we have no clue what we would do with Idol. Gargos is not the case. We have a game plan for what we would do with Gargos. We have no fucking clue what we would do with Idol." So
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, I don't know, man. In a game where Aganos exists, I don't know.
give him
Aganos is
head
so
stance.
weird.
I don't care. Just fucking put him in the game. He's a
Aganos is
two-handed
weird.
troll. How is he not badass? I
Oh,
don't get it.
I'm not saying that he's not badass.
No, I know you're not, but fucking
He's got a
guy
club.
on Xbox stream.
He's got a
He
club.
does.
He's got two heads. He's got That's about all he has going on
He's
really
got
for
a
him. Really,
mom.
he's got a cool stage, is what he's got.
Yeah, that stage is sick.
It's every bit as good as any pit from Mortal Kombat is, in my opinion. I wish that stage would come back. Hopefully, it does.
Dude, fucking that music too was sick, dude. Fucking Gargo's boss music is so fucking hype. But
Killer Instinct had no shortage of good music back then, but that was the case for a lot of rare games, such as Battletoads. Man, I'm glad there's a Battletoad in that game. But yeah, I was a little bummed at. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I was a little bit hoping that one of their guest character spots would go to a Mortal Kombat character. Not because I'm a Mortal Kombat fanboy. I kind of am, but I don't know. I
it
feel like
would
a lot.
make stupid money, dude.
I
It
feel like
would
a
make
lot of
so
people.
much fucking money.
Right. I feel like a lot of people want to see that matchup, and they have since the '90s. Like it's the two big like American fighting game franchises. They're both like cartoony, gritty, bloody, whatever you want to call it. They both have that kind of '90s dumb violence thing going on. It'd be fun, and they're made like down the street from each other nowadays. So it's like, come on, man.
I mean, fucking like every fucking opener is basically a scorpion spear when you really think about it. Like, so yeah, fucking make that shit happen.
And it's not too late. Like that game's gonna probably be around for maybe even as long as the Xbox is around. I really like this whole mentality of making fighting games platforms. I hope that
I think it'll stay a platform. I think this platform is done. I think they're gonna go into Killer Instinct 4 after this.
you think so.
I think so. I think they'll make a platform out of that too. But I think they're gonna wait. They're gonna let this one breathe for about 2 more years. Then
Yeah,
I imagine they're gonna start over. Because I mean, where else is there to go at this point?
you see pylon characters. I would
I
assume.
think the reason we're seeing two guest characters before the game's even out is because they're out of ideas.
Well, right. I mean, well, they're out of characters. Like, there's not that many Killer Instinct characters that
Yeah,
exist,
that's
right?
true.
Like,
There's not a single Killer Instinct character that's not confirmed for season 3.
so yeah. Where do you go besides to? But then again, I don't like the option. Like, okay, since we can't go anywhere else, we just do it again. So, that doesn't feel better to me, really.
Well, I'm just with as eclectic as all the characters are. I'm scared of the roster getting any bigger than it already is with season three.
That's that is a problem, especially if season three proves to be anywhere near as whatever you want to call it complex as season two was. That's just gonna
Yeah,
get
those characters are
unwieldy.
mind fucks to learn and mind fucks to play. So, and it's great. I mean, it's Keats being Keats. You can't help it,
Clearly, he can't help it.
but
Clearly,
not at all.
he has a problem. Man, that's why I always say I must be the minority because I don't hear anybody else saying this, but I really like fighting games with strong and small rosters.
Well, I agree with that just because I've now that I've played the games with like 50 characters, I don't want to learn that many matchups anymore.
No, no, that sounds like a lot of work to me. I would rather learn, 8, 10 matchups and all these characters be really good and be fleshed out and it be a tight gameplay experience than have like 40 fucking characters, half of which are trash and the other half are dumb. Eh, I don't know. Like I preferred the old kind of kind of style it was back in. I don't want to say back in the good days because it wasn't. It was just different. But I liked those old arcade games that had smaller rosters. It was fun.
Well, that was the big selling point for Skullgirls for me. I love Skullgirls.
Yeah.
Or as Eris calls it, what's he call it? Schoolgirls?
What does he call it?
He has a name for everything.
He has a
Killer
name
Bitch
for he
Stink,
has a name for everything. Squirrel
Moron
Girls.
Combat. Squirrel Girls, there you go.
Squirrel Girls. Moron Combat. Killer Bitch Stink. I think the only fighting game he doesn't have a nickname for is Tekken.
That's because they never talk about it on the show because there's no fucking news for that game till like very, very recently.
Yeah, until this Evo announcement. Well, no, and Akumer, Lord Akumer, as he says.
I don't remember them talking about Akumer, like ever. Like when the big release happened, they skipped an episode, and when they came back, I don't remember them talking about it.
That's true. Well, Eris was over in Japan when that happened, so
Yeah, that's true.
they skipped that because Eris was up Namco's butt, which is fine. Fine.
Yeah, Nina looks fucking sick. I am not a Nina fan. I think she looks badass.
I haven't seen Neener.
Dude, that trailer is sick, dude. You should check that
I
out.
will. Listen. I got a list. I got a to-do list. I gotta learn how to play Mortal Kombat X. I gotta learn how to play Killer Instinct. I got work to do.
We still have more topics. Like we're not even
We
done.
do. We have more time. Okay, so is that Killer Instinct?
Yeah, we're gonna cut off Killer
All
Instinct.
right,
Killer Instinct has had enough.
Killer Instinct. We'll see you season 3 whenever that happens. Uh, what's up next? Do you want to talk about Evo?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do
Okay.
the Evo lineup. What do you think of the Evo lineup?
How many games is it?
9, I think.
9 and 2 Smash games.
Yes.
Okay, boo. I don't like that. But I know I'm in the minority. Smash brings people. I get it. And apparently they have like a somewhat of a venue to fill up this year. This
Yeah,
is
they
what
have
I'm
like a fucking like sports arena now.
esports, man. Except this isn't electronic. This is actual go to an arena, watch people do shit. Competition.
Yeah, you have to choose your seat and shit. No one can take it.
Oh,
Someone's gonna
gross.
sell you a hot dog while you're watching the match.
Okay, that part sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds tight.
I'm cool with that. Everything else sounds stinky, but it's probably stinky beforehand too.
Well,
Always
I
do
don't like
that.
the idea that the top eights are not going to be at the hotel. That's the only thing I don't like.
Yeah, I heard that.
Like when I went to Evo, it was so sick. Just being like, "Oh, the top eights are starting soon," and then I get in the elevator and I go to the top eights. That was
Right.
so awesome. I
Well,
don't
you
know.
know, that's the price you pay, man. Whenever shit gets big.
Do you like the Evo lineup?
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go through it in my head. We got the 2 Smash games. We got no Street Fighter 4, which I'm not salty about. You got a new one, but
I think it was good, and I think it's necessary. To be honest with you, I'm glad it did not make it back.
I do too, man. Like you can't keep Third Strike around forever. Like, you know, stuff happens. Mortal Kombat 9's still not there, and that's very okay with me. And there's going to be side tournaments and whatnot, so whatever. Um,
Killer Instinct was the big surprise. I
Killer
was
Instinct is
worried so
there.
much for Killer Instinct, dude.
Mortal Kombat X, obviously. Um, what else? What am I leaving out?
Marvel versus Capcom 3.
MVC. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not terribly surprised, but then again, I'm a little surprised because it's like, all right, I get it. Like, there's nothing else to like take that game's place. So, but then again, like, is this going to be there for like now on? Is this a staple? Because there's not going to be any more MVCs unless Capcom puts out like another, something versus Capcom that has like the same gameplay mentality, but obviously not Marvel.
But I don't know. Last time they were competing against Marvel. Now they're competing against Disney, so it's gonna be way fucking harder now, dude.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, the ink and paper that made Marvel vs. Capcom 3 happen was mostly because of the success of the ports. But now that Disney owns Marvel, I don't think anyone's going to give us a shit about the success of, like, you know, Marvel
Oh, no, no,
superheroes
no,
on
no, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
digital download. I don't think they're going to give a fuck, dude.
No, I like yeah. There's not gonna be another Marvel game. Like
At least
like,
not for another 5 years. It's going to take a long time.
but I think that Capcom could, if they wanted to, still use that same like gameplay system, whatnot. The tags and everything like that, and all that shit. But just not do Marvel. Like put something else in there if they want to do a crossover.
It depends on Street Fighter Five because they're so broke right now that the idea is even if
Well,
Disney was
yeah,
willing, it would be hard for them.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, the on the other hand, that's the question. Like, are you gonna just keep MVC around forever because there's not a new iteration of it? Like, how long is that gonna stay?
I think probably another three, probably forever. To be honest with you, I don't ever see Ultimate Marvel
Forever.
ever leaving. Yeah, dude, I think it's permanent.
Oh
I think as long
man.
as Justin Wong is still good at the game, it's never going away. I
Okay,
mean,
that's
there's not
fine.
many people playing it, but the people who are playing it are basically gods at this point. I always say Marvel versus Capcom is the only game that still truly has gods, in my opinion. And maybe Mortal Kombat's getting up there with Sonic Fox. Like it's
Uh,
polytheism versus monotheism. Like Mortal
yeah,
Kombat's monotheism,
yeah.
Marvel is polytheism. Um, No, I don't know, man. Like, there's still monsters of that game that bring in a lot of hype, and I still love watching Marvel.
No, yeah, there. I'm not saying there's not. I'm just wondering at the future, like 10 years down the road, are we still gonna have MVC 3 up there because there is no MVC 4? So
Well, if you think about it, the reason we even have an Evo is because of Marvel 2. Because Marvel 2 was the only tournament game that was really holding its own. And maybe Third Strike, but I don't know. Justin Wong pioneering the MVC2 scene was really a big
yeah,
step forward for fighting games. Really, if it wasn't for Moment 37, I often wonder how much hype would be behind Third Strike.
yeah. No, I mean, hey, they could make it a legacy thing if they want to. That's cool. That's fine. I'm not the person to ask. I don't play MVC. I tried it when it
I
came
used
out,
to.
and I felt like I was on crack or some shit. I don't even know what I was looking at.
That's
But
why I liked it. It was like crack. I
it's more
enjoyed
like
it.
acid or something. Like it was Jesus. All
Maybe
these colors
ecstasy.
everywhere. Yes, exactly what it was. It was X. Yeah.
Kind
Mm-mm.
of sad that the fucking Weibo games didn't make it. Guilty Gear is the only one that came close, but
Oh yeah, I'm not
it
sad
would have been
about it.
nice to have a Persona or a Blaze Blue. That would have been really nice.
Would
I
it though?
That's really my only beef with Pokken in the second Smash game. Is I really
Poking.
feel like that segment of the fighting game community really needed representation. I don't think Guilty Gear does it as well. Like Guilty Gear is like the bros anime game. But like the Weeaboo anime games like fucking Persona and Blaze Blue and what's that other one called? Like fucking Dark Knight or some shit like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not the one to ask.
Eternal Night, I can't fucking tell you, but
Like those like anime fighters are not my forte.
we'll cancel all of them and everyone's gonna have to play Catherine. It'll be great.
I don't even know what that is. What is that? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying words.
Are these things?
No, no, they're things. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure they're things.
Okay, they're things.
I'm super glad Street Fighter 4 didn't make it.
Yeah, yeah, I am too. A
Because
lot of
that
people were
game,
not though.
well, I don't fucking
A
care.
lot of
Like,
people's butts are hurting right now.
think about it. Like, what game would they have taken? Okay, Pokken. That doesn't count. Assuming we. Shit.
You can still
Assuming
take
we
one of the
take it.
smashes out though.
That's rough, man. Because honestly, if I was taking out a Smash, I would not take out Wii U. I would have taken out Melee. Like, but that's a legacy game like Ultimate Marvel. I don't really want to take out either of the Smashes, but
No,
I feel like if we're going to take one out, let's take the one that Nintendo's not supporting.
absolutely. No, I agree with that. But then again, they're I guess like MVC. They bring hype. They bring people. People like those games.
And before all the Smash children start saying, "Oh, you just don't know how hardcore Melee is," no, I do. I like Melee. I respect Melee. But the fact is, we have major Melee tournaments without Evo. Where the fuck are the Killer Instinct guys gonna play? Well, Killer Instinct Cup, but that's new. That doesn't count. Where the fuck are like the the games guys?
Yeah.
Fusing those two together. Where the
Mm-hmm.
fuck are the anime guys gonna? Where are the KOF players gonna play if
Where
they
are the
don't
Tekken
fucking know
players
how
gonna
to play
play?
them? Oh, I mean Korea, where the Tekken games are, obviously.
Right. Like how they're gonna roll out these cabinets up there at Evo, and people are gonna play Tekken 7.
I just feel like Smash in general has a venue outside of Evo where it can be left out and Melee can survive. That's not going to be true of King of Fighters. King of Fighters can't survive without Evo, and as we've now seen this year, it didn't survive. King of Fighters is basically dead. Like, not Mortal Kombat 9 dead, like real dead.
Real dead.
Yeah, true dead. Not that this game is dead and then it gets 130 entrants. That sucks to me. That's the big problem I have with two Smashes, but I'm better two Smashes than two Street Fighters because I hate Street Fighter 4 so much.
I I was ready for it to go the way that it has because I'm Street Fighter 4 is the best and most recent example of that thing I was talking about before where eventually it gets to the point where your roster is so big I don't even want to play it anymore. I don't want to touch it. Just get out of here with that. Like how many characters was in Street Fighter
I
4?
want to say they're at 40 now.
Like I don't want to play that video game. If a game comes out and has it has 40 or over, I'm just no. I'm not gonna play that game.
Well, the option selects have become so integral to playing the game at high level that new players almost can't keep up anymore. It's almost the same problem as Marvel, but yeah, it's basically the fucking bigwigs of the fighting game community just making the same money. That's over and over again. Like no one can break into Street Fighter these days. The one exception I can think of might be I can't remember his name, but the very good Brazilian able player. Like he might be the one exception, but that dude's an anomaly. No one else is making shit happen in that game.
That's another
Maybe you could
really good
argue
point
Knuckle
too,
Dude, but
though.
Knuckle Dude was always good. What's up?
That's another really good point too. Another reason why it's important to keep this rotation happening with the big games it's there, because if you don't, you're gonna do like what you said. You're gonna have the same group of guys usually winning and whatnot, and that's not gonna encourage people to try to learn your game. It's I don't know why people are trying to learn MKX right now, because good luck getting past Yomi and Sonic Fox.
Well, Yomi actually performed very poorly at KIT, surprisingly. And
Did they?
Yomi, my prediction on Yomi, which unfortunately I never said on this podcast, but my prediction on Yomi is kind of coming true. It's showing that it's not sustainable. That a bunch of dudes living in Atlanta is not sustainable. Because Yomi's already kind of falling apart. I think the Terry brothers went back to Vegas. I think Slayer went back to California.
Oh no.
So, like, dudes in bunk beds is not a working business model.
It
You
never
put it
is.
last.
It never is.
No, you need room for activities, dude.
Man.
So yeah, no, I just
Well, did you want to go over KIT?
no, not really. Because my memory is too jacked. The only thing I really want to cover is Demolition Sonya.
What the fuck? Okay, all right, yeah. You tell them about Sonya, and I'm going to be right back.
You do that.
Okay.
Basically, fucking. Well, first of all, shouts to Scar. Scar is a hella good player. I'm not robbing anything from Scar. Scar is fucking phenomenal. But so weird doing this without Django. I feel so naked right now. Strange. But anyway, yeah, Demolition Sonya is just ridiculous right now, and I don't think she's broken, but I don't think that character has any discernible weaknesses. I feel like we have two Quan Chis in the game now. Only this Quan Chi has a fucking wake up game. This Quan Chi has fucking is basically meter dependent. That's probably what drives me crazy. The most crazy about Demolition Sonya is she never ever has to use meter for anything outside of Breaker. And now that Breaker's getting buffed, I'm like, God, this character's gonna be so dumb. I don't like patches. Like, I don't want to patch games. Patching is a necessary evil. Patches should be done rarely and they should be done well. But I don't know. Kind of weird I'm gonna have to repeat all this when Django gets back. Yeah, kind of worried about Demolition Sonya. I don't see what weaknesses this character has. And I don't think she's playing the same game as a lot of characters in the game. But I don't think she's broken. I don't think she's S plus tier. I don't think she's like Cabal bad. Or certainly not Cyrex bad. I just think it's going to make the game less competitive. I think once this becomes a trend, I don't know how to describe. I guess I would call this art. This is going to be Mortal Kombat's like Morrigan Doom, if that makes any sense. But
She has bad hair.
thank God that was horrible.
You alright? What happened?
It was so hard talking without you.
Come on, man. Come on.
But yeah, just in short, I don't think she's broken, but I think this character is going to dilute the competitive aspect of the game a lot. And I don't like. My solution for patching is don't change any of the characters. Alter damage. That's the only change. Don't mess with the properties. Just take away or give characters damage. That's all I would do. I would not change anything from this point forward.
She's talking about Sonya?
Well, Sonya's a rough case, dude, because what
What?
do you do with a character who is not meter dependent, who can use their grenades for their main offense and their main defense? What do you do about that?
Well, it's true, but like if you nerf the damage, you're still gonna get caught in her fucking circle of doom or whatever.
That's why I don't know. That's why I'm kind of tossing and spitballing back at the community because I never want to say this character has to be patched right now, but this character looks fucking ridiculous to me.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest things. Like, I'm usually not into patches, except since the game came out. I said everyone needs to nerf Jackie. I've said it since before the game
It
came
didn't
out.
happen.
I said it since before the game came out, and now look what's going on. We're all fucking facing a an onslaught of Jackie, but with Sonya, it's the thing. Like, I don't like ugly things. Okay, I'm not saying that Sonya's ugly. I'm saying I didn't like Quan Chi for the same reason.
I'll say it. Sonya's ugly. I don't mind
Okay, fine.
saying
Sonya's
that.
ugly. It's all good. But man, yeah, there's something that like yeah, it's not broken, but it's not making your game look good. And that's how I feel about this Sonya shit. It may be broken. I don't know. Tim can tell you better than I can. But to me, it's similar to Quan Chi. Like this, just you don't want to see this. And if this becomes like whatever C or whatever it was, Tanya, like no one wants that shit. No one wants how Quan Chi was back then. So if that's gonna be the case going forward, if Sony if this yeah, just if that's gonna be the case, get rid of it. I don't care what you gotta do. Do what I wanted to in the beginning. Take Sony out of the video game. That's a win. That's a win-win. Everyone's happy.
Yeah, we both really don't like Sonya that because Kano kind of won me over with MKX, but I'm still not sold on Sonya,
Yeah,
like at
no,
all.
yeah, I'm still like, I don't hate her. Her the ideas they gave her. I don't like. I don't hate the updates they gave her. Like, yeah, Sonya is like probably pushing 50. Oh, God, I'm going back into lore territory again, but it just doesn't matter. Like, I try to keep things. This network of ours, the Nethercast thing, we got a whole show now dedicated to lore. It's called The Lost. You guys should listen to it if you're into that sort of thing.
It's
But
good.
but then yeah, no, it definitely is. But then it also gets talked about on the Nethercast proper whenever there's relevant stuff going on. What have you. So I'm like, here is a tiny little niche for gameplay. So try to stay as focused. But whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Who cares?
I'd be less worried if someone could show me the hole in the game. And the only thing people have told me so far is, well, it doesn't. If she doesn't have grenades, she's fucked. Well,
Oh,
no, if she
that's what
doesn't
I
have
was saying.
grenades, then
I can
she's Sonya. She's
yeah,
just Sonya without the grenades. She's still a very good character.
I completely
And
forgot
she,
about that.
well, once she gets a knockdown, she has grenades. So, are you telling me that the secret is just to never, ever let Sonya get a knockdown on you? I don't know. I think this character is ridiculous, dude. But
No, yeah,
we'll see, man.
it's a mess, and she shouldn't be in the video game. But if she's gonna be in the video game, I'm fine with her having the cool drone shit and whatever, like thematically. But this is not. No, fix it. This is bad. Someone fucked up.
And if someone
Paolo,
doesn't believe me when I
who does
say
it? Is
she's
it
not,
Paolo? I forgot who.
yeah, Paulo. No, Paulo's the guy.
He's the overlord over there. The
Yeah, he's
gameplay.
the gameplay man. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Paolo, come on, man. You know better. This is stupid.
I just, if someone has a counter argument out there, pitch it to me. Put it in the comments. Because right now, I mean, if you don't believe me on the meter thing, watch the grand finals again. Look at how often Scar was sitting on both X-Ray, especially X-Ray, and on Breaker. It was like all the fucking time. He didn't break that often, which is, I think he was utilizing his X-Ray a lot more. But yeah, dude, that dude always had meters. So I
So,
don't know. Someone needs to show me what's wrong with it. Show me the weakness. Show me the Achilles heel of Demolition Sonya.
Sonic Fox still won, right?
He did, but
Who do you win with? Was it Cassie?
he won with Aaron Black. He played the whole tournament with Cassie all the
Okay.
way till the end.
Okay.
And he says that he basically Aaron Black can beat every variation of Sonya because he doesn't have to put up with a lot of her shit. Like a lot of his mix-ups, I think, are still effective against a lot of Sonya's bullshit. So also he has a lot of like he didn't just win with Aaron Black. He won with a fucking coin flip variation.
Did he?
Yeah, the
Forgot about
gunslinger
this shit.
one. So he didn't really have to get in that much, to be honest with you. He was able to control a lot of space with just that. He was shutting down a bunch of options. So if people say the answer is Aaron Black, that would be even more depressing than Morgan Doom, in my opinion.
It's not
Some
true
people are
though.
saying the answer is Virgil. Yeah, what?
No, that's not the case though. We all know the answer is Sonic Fox,
Yeah, pretty much, man.
which is bad answer. It's a bad answer.
Yeah, someone's got to take him down, dude. Someone's got to make a change.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady's gonna just destroy everything, and he's gonna stop this carnage.
We'll see how Bo Raicho works out for him.
Is he gonna switch hard? Is he gonna main Bo
He said
Raicho?
he is. He said he's going all Bo. He's done with Grandmaster. He said he didn't even like Grandmaster. He said Grandmaster wasn't really a good fit for him,
Hmm.
which I think is insane. But
Yeah, but I can understand it though. After MK9 and this Grandmaster Sub Zero, those two Sub Zeros are very different. But whatever, I don't
yeah,
care.
no, that's all very true.
Yeah, it's fine. He can play fat drunk guys he wants to. That's cool.
I guess the final thing we really need to talk about is the PC port.
Oh yeah. That was a thing too.
How do you feel
Um,
about it? What do you think?
you, just drama. Is what this is. There is very definite, uh, just shitty handling and treatments and bullshit up front. Like that's not a sounding question. That is actually happening. But then on top of that, there's a layer of just what feels like drama on top of it. Like especially with that thing that I linked up to you and whatever the new shit is. Like whose fault is it? It really doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter whose fault it is.
Yeah, it makes no difference in the end.
So it's a mess, but it's not a new mess. This is a mess that's been around for a while with even specifically Warner Brothers. They have a tendency to not care as much about no, you know what? That's not even true. They don't care that much outside of the primary build of the game. Like whose ever job it is to make the primary build, that's the focus. Everything else is like, it's like side merch to them.
I mean, I don't want to defend it. I mean, it's making a lot of people very angry, Joe. Like, it's making a lot of people very intensely angry.
Uh huh.
And
Here's the one thing where I strongly agree with them. There needs to be transparency. If you're not going to support a version of the game, you need to be upfront with it when the game comes out, or you need to be upfront with it if you have to discontinue it. Like, if there's a good reason they can't update the PC version, just be transparent about it. Just say why. You know, the silence I think is the worst part about it.
Well, I mean,
The
most people
reason,
know why, though, right?
well, because it's broken, and it was
Okay,
developed
yeah,
by a company that's probably not even contracted with Warner Brothers
yeah.
anymore.
There's no one to update it. Like, it's not supported by anyone anymore. There's just no one to work on it.
And that's the thing, that's kind of, I don't, like I said, it's not defensible, but that's why I don't get all up in arms about it, because I don't think there's much, at least NetherRealm can do about it. Because even if they did say, okay, we'll save the PC port, they're gonna bust out that code, and they're not gonna recognize half the shit on there
No,
probably because
uh-uh.
they didn't write it. They weren't the
Yeah,
ones who wrote that code.
that's not how. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to kind of explain it in a way that people who may not be very familiar with how game development works can get it. It's like, oh, well, you made this. Why can't you do this or whatever? Why can't NetherRealm just jump in there and patch that shit real quick? Like, it's it's way more complicated than that. It's really tough. Like, and that's another thing. Like, I don't know if we talked about this before we hit the record button or not, but like Mighty Number Nine. Okay, Mighty Number Nine, that KG Inafunde's Mega Man successor or whatever. That game is having lots of delays right now, as I'm sure lots of anyone who's listening to this may be aware of. Okay, they say it's because of netcode, but it's because of netcode, but it's also because they promised every fucking platform under the sun when that game came out.
Which in this day and age is not necessary,
No, it's
really.
ridiculous. They like that game was on the thing was on the Dreamcast. Like it was on everything.
Fucking
And
Game Boy Color.
what the fuck do you need? What do you need all those platforms for? Like, man. But anyway, like that's the problem. So now they're having to go back through these like 10 different platforms this game is coming out for and making sure that everything is working in top notch on all this shit. It's just it's super hard to do because they're all different. It's not just hit a button, export to PlayStation 3, export to PlayStation 4, Xbox to 360. You just it's not like that. These are all completely different builds and whatever, especially if you get the Wii U involved. But that's not the case here in Mortal Kombat X Land. Okay.
And
Still,
there's bugs, man. There's still
oh
so many
god,
bugs
yeah.
that from what I understand, were not resolved.
No, of course not. Whenever no one started working on these ports, the ports for the 360 and PlayStation 3 that never came out, and the PC, those things didn't start getting made until 2015, which is when MKX came out, April of that year.
Yeah, an extremely short amount of time.
So of course that those games don't. Well, two of those ports don't exist, and one of them shouldn't exist. Basically, like it barely functions, and of course it doesn't function. This was an afterthought. This was a rushed hack job. Those guys had to wait until NetherRealm had all their shit figured out, whatever they were going to do. And the NetherRealm handed off their physical assets, models, textures, game plans, values, that kind of thing. Yeah, you hand that shit off, and then the other people program it, and they shove that into a way that works on a different platform. But that's handing that shit off and putting in those assets, the graphics and the values. That's the easy part. The other stuff is the huge bulk, and that's the stuff that's really hard. And it just kept getting compounded. More bugs were getting found because it was rushed out, and now it's like I understand Warner Brothers being like it's more effort than it's worth at this point, but
It's like to me, it's like fucking making a dubstep remix of Ring of Fire, and then when
ew.
the band dies, giving the fucking iMac to Johnny Cash and saying, "You can play this live, right?" No, it doesn't
Okay,
work like that.
all
It
right,
doesn't fucking function that way.
all right. That's
You
not
know,
bad. I like that. That'll
I mean,
work.
debugging code for an for a code script that you wrote is one thing. That's hard by itself. But removing the bugs from coding that you didn't yourself write, it's not the same thing. It's way harder. But I'd still hold them accountable for the transparency. But we just gotta separate these issues, people. These are two very different issues, in my opinion. They ought to say something about it. Silence is not a smart move in this case.
Uh, no, it's not a smart move, and I completely understand everyone who's really pissed about the PC thing, but I don't like. There's not a realistic answer on either part. Besides, yeah, Warner Brothers being like, okay, this is the situation, but I don't expect that from Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers isn't just a game publisher. It's a lot of things that I take issue with Warner Brothers, and why I don't have a lot of faith in them in a lot of shit they do because they do everything. They're not focused on any one thing, so everything gets done kind of alright. And I'm not gonna go into my talking about DC movies right now, but that's kind of what I'm pointing at here. But
Well,
it's
it's been going on for years, dude.
yeah,
Even
yeah,
before
no, 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 oh,
this.
oh, totally, totally.
DC has had whistleblowers internally forever. Like they've always had people saying, the suits upstairs are all sorts of fucked up right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. This isn't conjecture. Like, I mean, yeah, the Mortal Kombat X situation is there's a lot of conjecture there, but no, it's well documented and talked about how Warner Brothers is. It's an old company, man. It's one of the oldest companies in Hollywood. It's an old Hollywood company, that's the way the company's been ran all along. And it's still big, but it's still ran by executives upstairs who make the decisions and move the money around and write the paychecks. And these executives are just playing Monopoly. They're not game developers. They're not anything that Warner Brothers is involved in. They're not animators. They're not whatever. So they're just like, okay, where's this money going? Where's the money coming in? This, though, these two don't add up at all. This is horrible. Stop doing that. Stop losing money there. You know, this is going to cost this much to fix. Are you kidding me? No. Yeah, that doesn't make it okay, but no one's going to win a fight with Warner Brothers. What are you going to? Jesus.
Yeah, it's sort of the dark side of going to a larger, more money-filled companies. You have to put up with shit like this. And the good news is, I don't think it's going to happen twice. I think this is the last straw.
I hope so. I mean, the by the last straw, it's like after bad port after bad port after bad port with Warner Brothers. It's sad that it took this long,
I
but
just think Injustice 2, if it does exist, just won't have a PC port. It just won't exist. Which is better than screwing people by selling them a bad copy of the game.
It is better than screen people. It's not ideal. Uh, PC fighters are. I think that's going to continue to be a important thing in the community.
Well, I always get a little,
Especially if
yeah.
you can crossplay. Like Street Fighter Five can crossplay, right?
Killer Instinct can also crossplay with
Right.
PC.
They can both crossplay.
Yeah.
So I mean that's awesome. You just so many more people playing the same game, not just like the same game, but like all together. Um, and I wish shit like that would happen with everybody, but as is the case with the netcode situation, naturally the last one dragging their ass into the current right now is Warner Brothers and by association NetherRealm.
I do get annoyed when PC players complain there's no PC ports because they don't want to buy a console. That does get on my nerves because the PC master race blows so much fucking money on their rigs that I'm like, come on, dude, you're complaining about paying $3.99 for a console when you run your PC the rig through like a fucking fish tank. It's like, oh yeah, my 8 gigs of RAM that's installed in that guppy over there. It's like, come
Yeah.
on, dude, you're blowing so much fucking money on your PC and you can't buy a fucking what, 350 for Xbox now? Come on, that's fucking ridiculous.
At most is 350. Actually you can find you can find 350 with a couple of video games now. But still,
Yeah, I
that's
don't.
you know.
I have very little tolerance for the PC master race complaining about anything. You know, you want to brag? Fucking brag about the PC port of Mortal Kombat and see how long that'll last, you know. But I'm not, like I said, like, I get it. Like, companies should not sell not functioning copies of games. That is very wrong. I'm not defending that. And they need to say something about it when they do, you know. They need to fucking apologize for that shit. Um, but, and also, a lot of PC gamers, like, I think the specs they were given for Mortal Kombat I don't know. I don't think they were terribly high. So even this, we're not even just talking about the PC Master Race. We're talking about average Joes who don't have, fish tank PCs who thought they could play the game, and they ended up buying a bunch of bullshit with like fucking 18 gigabyte patches all the time.
Yeah.
So
Nah,
sucks.
yeah, the PC port was a mess. Not a question. Bad times, man. And Warner Brothers, they need to level up. But like I said, man, I think Warner Brothers is always going to be the last to show up. The last to pull into the race, or however you want to put it. It's the case with, you know, giving their people the resources to update the netcode. It's currently the case with their PC. Just like, oh, the PC, no one plays PC. Just put that out. Well, yeah, we'll tack on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. That'll be fine. It worked great for Shadow of Mordor, right? We'll just do it again. They're the last to pull up to like, wow, we can make a fucking superhero on-screen universe. Let's fucking give that a shot. Like, this just happens when you have a company so big like Warner Brothers. Like, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a madhouse. A madhouse.
Yeah. It'll be interesting when we're graveyarding in 2 months and we're talking about the DC universe films that we've seen
Right.
at this
Well,
point. Or
hopefully I will
film.
have kind of seen them. I just now tonight I saw Star Wars finally.
What'd you think of it?
It was sick. It was a fantastic movie. It was a
Okay.
perfect, but I liked it a lot. What do you not like it? Did you not like Star Wars?
I thought it was okay.
All right, that's fine. I thought it was a feel good hit of the winter.
Yeah, pretty much everyone in the Nethercast loved it except me. I was the only one who was like, I don't really know if I'm sold on this.
What did you
Uh,
want?
I want something different. I'll fucking say that, dude.
Okay, well, yeah, you didn't get anything different. That's for sure. It wasn't quite as egregious as Jurassic World was, but yeah, it definitely wasn't a brand new world.
I also thought, fucking Ray was really poorly developed, very underdeveloped for how important she was.
Absolutely. I think they're banking on the long game with her, but yeah, in this one movie, she was like, "What are you? What's happening?
Well,
Who are
she's
you?
just
Who are
perfect.
you?"
She can beat up everybody. She can fucking
I didn't like
fly
that.
ships.
I didn't like that at all. Don't. Okay. Yeah. When I was watching the end of the movie, I was like, "Huh? How do you even
Yeah.
know how to use that thing? What are you doing?"
Even fucking oh my god, because it's Ray, Ren, and what's the other R name?
Wait,
Not Poe,
no,
but
no.
Poe's friend. The
Poe's
guy who's not a
Apocalypse.
Jedi but uses a lightsaber.
Finn?
Finn, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that fucks me up. Ren, Ray, Finn, Ren, Ray. That just messes with me so bad.
Why does that mess with you?
I don't know. That's a good question. I couldn't
All
tell
right.
you, but those names fuck with me. But
I kind of wish
pe-
Finn would have kept his number name. FN 267 or whatever it was. I would have been cool with that.
have you seen all the traitor memes?
No, what are you talking about?
You know that stormtrooper who does those six spins
Mm-mm.
in the lightsaber fight against
What are you talking
Finn?
about? Wait, the one that had the like crazy nightstick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's so many memes about that guy. They're fucking hilarious.
that makes sense. Listen, as far as the Star Wars movie goes, I've kept my head buried and avoided any and all information, spoilers, what have you, since the movie
That's
came out.
impressive, dude.
It wasn't easy. I didn't like it. It was a lot of work. I don't want to do it again. I'm glad I finally seen this movie, so now I can kind of lower my shields a little bit. Yeah,
No, no,
dude, it was fucking
absolutely.
hard. Everyone's been talking about this movie everywhere. On any, almost anything you watch or any kind of media people take in, everyone had an opinion and something to say about Star Wars, and especially the internet. It's the fucking Wild West. People could post a fucking meme saying that I'm not I'm not gonna say a spoiler because I didn't want to be spoiled. So I'm not gonna give people surprise whatevers. But
Yeah, I already fucked up on my top seven. I spoiled Arkham Knight because I wasn't thinking. I felt really shitty for that.
who'd you spoil it for?
Well, the listeners, but
Oh, okay. Well, Arkham Knight spoilers were shitty.
you know
So
you're not wrong about that. But I still felt bad.
okay,
But
no, that's
in the
fine.
future, I'm gonna proceed a little differently.
You have a bad history about spoiling, don't you?
Yeah, no, it sucks. I hate it.
You got to work on that, man.
No,
Like I
I'm
said,
gonna
like
practice. Gonna grind out that matchup.
yeah, man, Arkham Knight spoilers were really bad though. Those really low tier spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't played the game, and I'm probably never going to. But I
No,
know what happens.
did you play Arkham City?
I played half of Arkham City.
Okay, yeah. For me, Arkham Asylum is still my favorite because
Yeah, same. I agree with that.
I I like smaller and polished experiences. Kind of the same thing about the roster. I like that Arkham Asylum was like this tight little gameplay scenario, this little world, this little environment but it was really interesting and fleshed out, and all of it was really well thought out and organized and planned.
It was
Arkham,
very claustrophobic, and the
it
stealth
was, and that
meant
was
so
good
much more
too.
to me.
Yeah, man, that's another problem. You get Batman out in the open, and you give him every power you can possibly think of, and every ability and gameplay mechanic. Then it's like, okay, I am the Bat God now. This whole like I don't care what you throw at me. I'm pushing everyone's shit in because I have every ability possible, and I have a tank. Come on, man. But no, in Arkham Asylum, like yeah, you were. I don't know. Yeah, it felt more like a struggle and whatever.
Well, just I don't know why, but the confrontations felt impactful. I guess like I felt like you were discovering everything for the first time. You know?
Yeah, well, yeah, I felt like you weren't always like on the upper hand. You were
Yeah.
like caught out a lot of the time, which is good.
In Arkham City, it was like, "Hey kids, it's Bane. Look, kids, it's the Penguin." Like it
It
just
was
it
like a
feels.
ride.
I
And
mean,
if you
pretty
look to your
much.
left, you'll see Scarecrow's mask. Ooh, I wonder if he could be lurking around. Oh, watch out, kids. Don't go in the sewer. There might be a killer croc down there.
Yeah, no, and I remember that scene too. I remember being in the sewer and he busted the wall, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, you, that's cool."
Yeah. He was... Dude, that dude was scary in the first one. That was... That,
He was
yeah,
fucking intense.
he was intimidating. Like that, man, but that game also had the benefit of being, the first. So after a string of just really bad Batman games, superhero games in general, you walk into Arkham Asylum and it's like, what the fuck is this? I'm rolling in here with Batman, Mark Hamill Joker on a fucking gurney stretcher, whatever you call that thing. You go into the elevator and then you see Killer Croc from the back, and the spotlights hit him, and he turns around slowly. It's like, what the fuck is this? Jesus Christ! But then we're all desensitized after playing Arkham City and the amazing brotacular Arkham Origins. That it's like, oh, cool. Everything's whatever.
Yeah, and Arkham City did kind of have a lot to live up to in that respect, but and it's a very different game. I applaud them for changing a lot of shit, but I'm reading a lot of DC comics right now, so I'm like fucking training so hard for Injustice 2, just trying to learn as much D because I don't know shit about DC like
Oh
until
man.
really until 2013, so we'll see how that goes.
You were there on my infamous podcast about where I talked about DC.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, for white people.
I, I don't think I worded that quite as well as I should have.
Cyborg certainly didn't think you did. So,
No, he didn't.
I thought
Yeah,
it was funny.
that still wasn't exactly what my intent. I still stand by my sentiment, which I didn't express very well, was that it's not anything that's secret. Like DC is the mold, you know, so it's gonna be it kind of has to be the stereotype because it's the mold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's sort of it's
Like
the standard when it comes
right.
to just yeah.
Like Superman is the superhero, the archetypical whatever. Like yeah, like these are the molds, and then everything else is using that and then doing their own versions of it and pushing it and breaking the mold. But you have to have the mold to break the mold, and that's the whole deal. So yeah, like because of that, DC always had kind of a generic vibe about it because they're the template. And they have their good shit. It's all fine and good. They have a lot of things. They have a lot of things I really don't like though, which is probably why I gravitated towards Marvel, because where DC would focuses on people like Superman and Batman, Marvel I feel like focuses on characters like Nightwing more and Jason Todd, and kind of puts more of an emphasis on those guys because so often Superman and Batman are all but infallible. They're always at the end of the thing. They're gonna win. They're gonna do whatever writing needs to happen to come out on top. And a lot of times, like in any story, like if that involves Batman, at the end of the thing, Batman's either gonna win or he's gonna be right. So it's just the way that it goes, man.
No,
Where
I mean you're absolutely right, dude. I mean, I think plot armor hurt Batman so much over the last 20 years, especially. Um,
and
but I
that's
think that was a natural consequence of making the Justice League. How do you make Batman compete with those characters? Make him
right.
invincible and correct about everything.
Exactly. And like I said, if he can't be one, he's gonna be the other. And so everyone, even if he loses a fight, he's gonna be right, and everyone else is gonna feel bad about it because Batman was right. Damn it.
Sometimes it works. Like fucking, I just read The Long Halloween,
Yeah.
and that was Batman being infallible, working well.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't really infallible, he was. I'm not going to spoil anything again, but I mean, he wasn't 100% on some things. That made the story more interesting. But let's face it, no one could fuck with him. Like nobody.
No, yeah, and it's not a bad thing whenever it happens necessarily. It's a bad thing whenever it happens in such volume and whatnot. Like people like to give Batman a lot of credit. Like, oh, he's like this, but he's a real dude, and that's what's cool
He's
about
not a
it.
fucking real
No,
dude.
he's not a real dude. Okay, and that's why I like Robin a lot more because Robin is a real dude. Anything bad that ever happened to Bruce Wayne also happened to Dick Grayson, but you don't see Dick Grayson whining about it. And
I'm about to read The Dark Victory. Actually, that's my next on my list.
like it's the thing that always said Batman lives his life kind of revolving around the death of his parents. Dick Grayson's parents were also killed right in front of him, and you know, he grieved, he got over it, he moved on. He's a normal person. Batman is a psycho.
He's a psycholinguist engineer detective socialite.
He's a multi-instrumentalist.
He's literally anything the fucking reader needs him to be, and that does kind of hurt the. Man, Cyborg would be great for this. We're actually gonna do a DC Graveyard Shift, I think, next, because I'm reading so many DC comics right now. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it'll be good. Cyborg really likes him some Batman though.
yeah. So we gotta tell him all these things when we see him next time.
No, I'll probably be tired again just to be like, oh, he's white.
I
What does
can't
that
fucking
even?
laugh that loud. I
What does
gotta
that even
fucking.
mean? Like, I had actual thoughts and opinions, but they came out in the best of ways, the best of wrong ways.
We'll let you know. We'll see what happens. But watch The Evil Dead if you are able to join. Make sure you get that.
I do need to finish that. I've got it around here somewhere that I got illegally. I don't care. I said it. I got it illegally.
Yeah, I got it legally too.
Come on, man. Come on,
Who
man.
the fuck watches Stars? Like, I don't.
Listen, that's appointment television. Oh shit.
Well, that's
Okay.
pretty much all I got, dude.
Yeah. I'm looking over the list one more time. I'm making sure. Okay. Well. Okay. I just for some reason I feel like this is important because one day it might be important. It's not gonna be important right now. There's gonna be an esports show on CW. There's gonna be 5 whole episodes of a really dumb idea of a show, but it's gonna be on an old media, those fucking television boxes that are hooked up to like cable or satellite or any of that weird shit. It's gonna be a fighting game show on there, following around. Was it like Pig the Hut, Perfect Legend, Sonic Fox? Obviously, I don't remember the other two because I suck. But yeah, it's gonna happen on that CW network, that network that is not associated with Warner Brothers whatsoever, and that never has any pretty boys on it.
I don't know. My opinion is this could only hurt. This could only do damage. This isn't going to help anyone.
Do damage to who? To whom?
I think Warner Brothers is pouring a lot of money into this, and it's just going to not pay up. It's not going to give back at all.
I think you're absolutely right about that.
And I think it's like that's what I mean. I think it's going to hurt us. They're gonna like we tried investing in you guys, and you guys end up sucking. So we're going to put less money into you. That's what I think is going to happen. But
Well,
I'm not going to watch.
when
I'm
you
not going
say
to fucking watch fucking Warner Brothers
well,
stars to fucking pick up on that.
I'm not gonna watch Warner Brothers stars either, but I might steal it and watch maybe one of them just to find out. I want to find out.
Yeah, that's the thing. The people who watch TV are not going to care, and the people who do want to watch it are going to watch it on the internet.
You know, I heard that like it. This is a little bit of a tangent, but I'm gonna keep it short. How much time do we have? Oh shit, we only have 10 minutes left on this file.
Yeah, that sounds about
That
right.
sounds about right. I heard recently that it may be the CW, it may not be, but they're pulling out of like Hulu type services to try to get people to use their own proprietary type streaming service. And I laughed because this is stupid. And I really hope this doesn't end up being a trend of different networks being like, oh, come use our own thing, come subscribe to our own service, and then that's the only place you can get our shit. I think it's just going to encourage piracy, but I was thinking about that because I think I heard that it was CW, and I was especially like, really? CW? I get it. People like Arrow, people like Flash, the other weird DC show they have. I don't know what it is. Anyway, that was my
I'm
tangent.
just not going to watch. I'm either not going to watch it or I'm going to watch it in the worst way possible.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to do. Probably not going to watch it either. I'm probably going to forget about it. But, you know what? Pig the Hut's probably happy because he gets to be on TV. Which is cool, man. It's like
He
cool for
should be
all
on
of them.
TV. He's a great personality.
Yeah, he's Carl. He's gonna talk about that, first to 13 he had. I'm sure. Oh man, if he talks about it on TV, I'm gonna be happy. It's all gonna be worth it. I'm gonna subscribe to Warner Brothers Stars just to watch him talk about his match with Sonic Fox.
Dude, he's not going to talk about it, dude.
That's all he's gonna talk
He's
about.
not going to grab that mic.
He has a whole episode dedicated to him. Like they're gonna follow him for one whole episode. What else is he gonna talk about? Is he gonna talk about his E3 trophies or his E3 trophies? His Evo trophies
He
for
fucking
MK9?
better. He
Like,
absolutely better.
no, he's gonna talk about but he said he was gonna pick Katana or whatever, so doesn't really count.
I mean, it's bad enough you got shamed in front of like what 15,000 people live. Fucking no, let's not bring that shit to network television.
Well, I
We
mean,
love you,
it's not
Carl.
necessary
Love you.
because the world already saw it. We all know about it. We're all thinking about it. We're all talking
Yeah, no,
about
I
it.
think about it every night. I think about it all the
So
time.
does he. And he's still
That's really sad. That makes me sad because I know it's true, but it makes me
and
really
he's still
sad.
like, you know what? That's his fault because he didn't play by the rules or something. PL never changed.
Poor guy, dude. I really feel bad for
Oh,
him.
stop it. He has 2 Evo trophies at least, maybe more. I don't know what he has. He's
That
fine.
was sick, though. I'll never forget that when he fucking perfected Evo, double flawless Evo. That was sick as hell.
Yeah, good
Because he
for
didn't do
him.
anything. Like he didn't come to tournaments. He didn't train with anyone. He just showed up and won. It was the sickest thing
Well, he
ever.
still doesn't, does he? Does he train with anyone? Does he come to tournaments?
No, he's almost completely an online warrior.
Which now there's going to be good netcode, so we can all be online warriors.
Yeah, now that's not such a horrible idea
Nope,
anymore.
it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be like Killer Instinct, but with a lot of people. It's going to be great. All right, is there anything else we need to cover? Is that everything?
No, that's about it. That's all I got.
All right, that was a fat juicy. There I am again with the juicy. It was a really good episode.
Yeah, that was a lot of meat and potatoes of Warrior Shrine.
I was in there. That was healthy. That was nutritious for everybody. Hope you guys
Yeah,
liked
a
it.
lot of fiber, a lot of antioxidants.
You guys are gonna be so regular, you're not gonna believe it.
Don't say regular on the show. Don't give him any ideas.
All right. So if there's nothing else, Temp, you good?
I'm good.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna be back again probably still pretty soon because I'm gonna play the beta. He's gonna play the beta, and there's gonna be new versions of the beta. We got shit to talk about. It's gonna be fun. We'll see you guys
Oh,
next time. Oh wait, is there something?
no, no, no. I was agreeing. I was agreeing.
Temp agrees. That's good. Hope you guys agree. We'll see you guys. Thanks for listening. Laters.
Take care.
As a fan of Sector, Cyrax, and Smoke, I'm not happy.